Hi everybody, my name is Sean. I'm a reviewer. I'm somebody who professionally reviews other people's reviews of things. I've been reviewing pretty much my whole life, submitting to all the review forums, pretty much, since I could type, really. And a fan of mine over at twitch.tv/MrGamerman said, hey, you should review this review of the Degrezzy episode that covers Euchre. So I figured, let's give it a shot. Let's see what this guy has to say. His name's Sam, apparently, and he is we'll see what his credentials are. Let's just hop right into the video. I'll go ahead and make myself a bit more of a reasonable size here, and let's see what he thinks about this Euchre episode of Degrezzy. Hi everybody, my name is Sam. I am a Euchre expert because I was born in the state of Indiana, and it's sort of a little bit of a rite of passage around here. You are born, you are handed your Euchre certificate, and you just keep moving through life knowing that that's all you're good for. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. That's a really nice start here, is that he's established his credibility. You got his name, you have why he's a credible source, you have why you want to listen to him talk about the subject matter. So it's a pretty good start. Euchre's apparently very heavily featured in this episode. I should give it a look and sort of give my expert take on what's happening. All right, so he set the scene. Let's jump ahead a little bit and jump into. And right out of the gate. Okay, so right out of the gate, he pauses the video. We've had no establishment of what's happening. We've seen a card be placed down, but he hasn't really set the scene at all, right? You can even still see he moves so fast. He put the pause button is still on the screen a little bit. So you gotta let the scene actually exist. Let it breathe for a second before you pause it and review what just happened. This guy's probably new. It might be his first review ever, so a little bit of leniency there. We won't dock many points, but you gotta actually let the scene happen before you review the scene. So not the best form there. Right out of the gate. So here's how Euchre's played. Right. Okay, jumping right into explanation. This person has the lead. They've led the ace of spades. Excellent use of directing the eyes with the cursor, right? Showing you want to go from here to here, over here. Look, our cursor's going to get into a little fight.
Whoever sitting to your left should play a spade card.
Just a little fun I like to have when I'm doing reviews.
It's Dirk.
Okay, so that character's name isn't Dirk. I'm not a Degrezzy expert, but I know that character's name isn't Dirk. I think it's Jason, but if you're going to be reviewing something, granted, I'm reviewing the reviewer here. I'm not 100% familiar with the subject matter. I don't have it, memorized like the back of my hand, but I know the character's name isn't Dirk. I don't think there's a single character named Dirk in any television show. There's Dirk Nowitzki of the Dallas Mavericks, retired now, obviously, but that's the only Dirk that exists, to my knowledge. So you want to be a bit more familiar with the subject matter, even if you're not a fan. 10, 15 minutes worth of research. Put the research in, get familiar with the characters you'll be reviewing. Just make it easier on everybody, because now you've misled somebody. Somebody's going to go tell their grandma, like, hey, did you see Dirk in the episode of Grizzle? And that's Dirk's face is appropriate. Now he's got me saying it. Whoever the character's name is, their face really says it all here, that they're pretty disappointed in this guy's, right out of the two big mistakes right off the bat. We don't know what Dirk played. We don't know what Dirk played.
Terrible. You named your ferret Bueller?
Little ferret talk at the table.
It's a heart. Try to find one.
Now here's where let me turn the captions on for the rest of this. Okay, and we're gonna jump ahead a little bit after this because I feel like it's kind of he's lingering a little bit on all this. Here's the deal. You don't want captions. You want your own captions on your own video, right? But now you're doing the captions of another person's video on your video. So somebody watches your video with captions. You've got captions on captions, a little bit of captionception even, and it's just going to get confusing, right? People are going to be reading two different boxes, maybe even three, right? Like if I had captions on for my video, now you're going to see captions on captions on captions. And that's just, it's going to get messy. It's going to get sloppy. And if you look here, some of the words aren't even, they're using auto-generated captions, not ones that were made by the video. Now, maybe this video doesn't have them. You have to type your captions in manually. So understandably, they might not have the availability to do accurate captions. But auto-generated, people who actually would rely on that technology are going to be misled potentially. But yeah, what Dirk just said is Alex a heart. Let's go ahead and move forward a little bit. get to the next scene. Okay, yeah.
Went on down to Tim Hortons and bought a donut.
Okay, right out of the gate. So throwing a little bit of an accent in, okay, funny, ha ha ha. But think about the other audience members that are going to be watching your review. Some Canadian might come into your video. Canada is a pretty populous country. There's at least like 1 million Canadians out there. So some Canadian might come into your video and hear your Canadian impression talking about Tim Hortons and getting a donut, and they might go, "That's not funny, man. You know, now is not the time. I'm here to learn about euchre. I'm here to find a new hobby. I'm here to make friends. Now is not the time to insult my language and the way that we speak and our accent." And, you know, just, again, you're kind of isolating a certain population of viewer. And even some Northern Americans are going to have similar inflections in their voice, and they're going to feel a little isolated by it, right? You've pretty much just lost North Dakota.
Worry instead about playing euchre. on
Good
the
flip.
bench.
You want to play?
He should have commented on that flip. That was a great card flip.
Thursdays for money. A lot of money. My allowance only lasts.
Not uncommon. A lot of cash game euchre tournaments going on. I remember my parents growing up played in a couple of cash game euchre tournaments.
Bringing up a memory, that's good. That's good when you're, you know, being able to tie what happened in a video to something that happened in your real life. That's great. That's going to make it a lot more meaningful for the viewer at home. Not only have you established your credibility as a euchre expert, but now you've also managed to bring in this air of like, wow, you know, this he's connecting it to his past and showing why it's so meaningful to him, and that'll help me form this bond with this new hobby that I'm trying to pick up in euchre. So that's good. That's nice. I think that's quality reviewmanship right there. Let's go ahead and we'll skip ahead a little bit more here. And it's okay to talk over the video a little bit. He's doing a really good job managing, you know, the amount of time he spent paused and the amount of time he spent talking
So in this
over
case,
the
Ace
video.
of Spades is down is another way of what I would say here is Ace of Spades was led. Her partner just
Good
told her
hand
what
motion, making
suit
constant
was
eye
led
contact with
and
the camera,
value.
making it about you,
So Ace of
showing
Spades was led,
you, the
assuming it's
viewer,
not
that
the
he
trump
cares.
suit, it is the most powerful card, so she's correct in saying that it's their trick so far. Did they say what's trump?
It's down.
They did. Hearts.
Okay. Now, look. This might be personal preference, but if you're going to review a video, don't do the 5-second jump. Don't do the 5-second jump. Make a cut, right? Go onto the timeline, find the exact point you need to reference, watch it again, and then hard cut your video back to the modern day. Be like, I saw it. Yeah, hearts is Trump in the situation. The 5-second scatter. Now you, the viewer, now you're lost. You're like, wait, did he go forward? Did he go backwards? Is he going to watch it all again? Do we need to buckle in and rewatch this? It's a whole oshkosh bagosh of confusion that the viewer at home is now experiencing.
Trump, right? I'm going back.
Ellie, you're in.
Great Snapple product placement there, by the way.
Marco, be gone. Ellie, you're in.
I can't.
Oh, you know what they did when they first sit down? They say,
See, he's still. I didn't know he was still trying to find that information. In those few seconds, I completely blanked, lost it.
Hearts. You sure you want to lead Trump?
Well, I don't have any spades, and that's my lowest heart.
yeah, a fair move.
Unnecessary pause on pause. Honestly, would have just commented that over the live video.
So yeah, okay.
And
for
another
those of you who may
quick
still be
pause.
confused about what I'm saying about the
Not
trump
the
card
best
is
pacing.
that, all the other suits operate as normal, except for the trump suit. So spades, clubs, diamonds. In this instance, it's as your brain would assume: ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 9. Well, except for the jack of diamonds.
Okay, good explanation. He's going through the rules of euchre pretty well. I enjoy the explanation there. Let's go ahead and let's bump it forward again. We can probably just skip the scene. I don't think anything fun happens here. All right, let's pick it back up here.
We skipped French class for this.
You're Canadian. You'll figure it out along the way.
Once again, isolating the Canadians. That's just, they're not gonna. That's not a way to get fans, right? You can't just isolate whole countries of people if you want to build a fan base.
Less $10.
Also, and I can't believe it's taking me this long to say something about it, the hat. Good reviewers really are not wearing hats. You
Tell
know,
them to pay
hats.
less money.
You gotta let the locks, you gotta let the hair out full force. Hats just cast some shadow over your face. It's
Don't
harder
play
to identify
your
with the
rent
person.
Money. Any good euchre player in the state of Indiana, and probably even Ohio would probably be nice enough to not make you play with your rent money.
Okay, so that's kind of a dig at the state of Ohio, right? It's you've now isolated all of Canada and Ohio, and I'm pretty sure there's an Ontario, Ohio. So double. You're never going to get a viewer from Ontario, Ohio, not a day in your life, if you've isolated both Canada and the state of Ohio. I understand that it seems like a compliment, right? Oh, even the state of Ohio wouldn't make you play with your rent money. Which, by the way, he's kind of commenting. This is a bit of a double strike, because not only is he putting down the state of Ohio, he's also commenting on really nothing Euchre related here, right? Stick to the subject. Okay, I understand it's a big, long episode, Degrassi. You got a lot to say. There's a whole bunch of drama happening in this show. But you have to stick to what the purpose was. You don't have to comment on everything. Now the viewer's distracted, like, oh, I guess we're talking about paying rent now. I've forgotten the rules of Euchre. You've spent too much time talking about other things.
Right? Like, even Ohio would allow you.
Hey, Ohio, don't.
Canada, if you're willing to play
All
with
right,
rent money.
Ohio and Canada, I understand you. Even if this guy doesn't.
Dealing. Round the horn. One.
Let's pick up this last scene here.
Sooner before we got to the most intense scene in the film. Okay, she's ordering up a spade, and she's going alone.
I'm going alone.
Interesting that you would tell your. It happens. It totally happens.
You know you're
This is good. This is a
Interesting
live
to give your
review. This is a
partner a
live
jump
review of an
start and
actual
then
scene
Alex,
taking
can I talk
place.
to you? We've been over the concept of going alone before. Talk to Marco. I'm
Giving you
sure
the
he'll clear
details
things.
as it's playing out, play by
Are
play.
you 100% sure of your hand, Alex?
Okay. This is my reaction. This is my reaction if I'm the other players. Because first off,
See, now this is where it's kind of like. Okay, it is. So injecting humor into your reviews is never a bad thing, and this is quite a funny face to pause on. This is quite a humorous face to see on your screen, and so it's fun to point it out. I wouldn't stop on it for this long. Ha ha ha, and then immediately go into what you wanted to say. Don't extend the joke. The people at home aren't here for the director's cut of your review. They just want to know how to play Euchre. So
you can't. We talked about table talk at the very beginning of this, right? You can't just say, "Alex, can I talk to you?" That's
okay,
table
you
talk.
can see with
You're
with
not-
the
it's
way that
against
he's using
the
his
rules
voice
to
right now.
have
Alex,
your
can I talk
partner-
to you? He's
Or
really
maybe it's not against the
conveying
rules, but it's bad
the
form, man.
intensity
It's bad form
of
to
what
look
you're
in a game
watching.
where
He's
you're not
really
supposed to
showing
know
you,
what anybody has
like,
in their
guys,
hands
you
with their
gotta
five
pay
cards.
attention. This is
So
really
look across
important.
the way at your partner and say, "Can we discuss the action you just wished me to take?" That's
Using
bad
voice is
form,
generally
brother.
okay. That way,
Like,
the audience
you're-
isn't
you're
confusing what you're
supposed
trying to say
to
with what the
just
cast members
trust your
say.
partner. Have a mental idea of what your partner's working with as the round moves on. That's part of the skill of Euchre, is to read not only your opponents but your partner as well. So if your partner says, "Alex, can I talk to you?" If I'm at the table, if I'm the hockey players, I'm going, no, you can't. That's not how this game works.
See, I think
I'm
you
giving-
should
I'm giving him
maintain
this
consistency.
one
If you're doing
right
voices,
here,
do a
right?
voice for the hockey player as well.
But then, right,
I'm sure he'll clarify things again.
Giuseppe
Again,
decides
learn the
Marco's
characters'
Pizza
names.
decides to
Remember
step
the
in here
characters'
and
names.
say,
It's not Giuseppe.
"Alex,
It's Marco's
Are
Pizza.
you sure of your hand? Mansplain to the world. Okay.
Okay. Look. Now, far be it from me to dictate how people should go about their reviews, but injecting social commentary into your Euchre review isn't necessarily the best move, right? I don't know if it will isolate as much as you may have isolated Canada or Ohio, but some people are going to give you a bit of an eye roll and go, "Do you really have to bring this up now? I just want to learn how to play Euchre." And it's one of those things of like, stand on principle, okay? Defend what you believe, and he's doing that. But if your intent is truly just to explain people the rules of Euchre, you should maybe just take a pause for the cause on the social commentary, save it for the end, put it in a footnote. I'm not saying it's not important, but it distracts from what's at hand here.
Hey, Alex, are you sure that your hand's the best one? Are you 100% certain of your hand?
All right, now
First
you're just
off,
trying to do some improv
right.
comedy, and it's not landing,
Mansplaination
bud.
if I've ever seen one. But second off, you're not even in the hand, brother. You don't get to tell her. You don't get to tell anybody at the table anything. You keep your mouth shut. You let them duke it out with the cards. You don't step in. And so if I'm one of the hockey players,
Little intense. I don't know if I'd use the phrase
I
"keep
say
your
hands
mouth
over.
shut"
Hands over. You don't get to
in
because
regards
that's
to this
table
scene.
talk to the highest degree. You as an outside factor are trying to push the direction of the game in a more favorable way towards one side when the other two have been playing it completely properly up until this point.
Good. It is good to be
cannot
going over the
just
social
say-
rules of the
if
game and
he
not
comes
just
in
the
and says
literal
that, I say the
rules,
hands
right?
walk.
Because
Either
a lot of
we
people
all
are
get our
nervous about
money
if they're
back or we
actually
be honest.
acting
I mean, there's a
appropriately or
case to be
behaving
made where he's just
properly
cheating enough, like you guys lose
with
things.
these kinds of
I think
games.
it's a bit extreme, right? Especially if you're just trying to be friendly and it's some cordial games of euchre. I'd say the hands of wash, we're taking our money back, but or we'll play a new hand because that's
Giving alternatives.
Your hand, Alex.
1,000. Relax, here.
you can't
Look
be
at the
1,000.
cards.
That's not a real percentage.
My lead, right?
Okay, he needs to identify when somebody's just being a little bit facetious, which is all that
Lead
was.
singer of the Strokes at the table.
We'll just
Lead singer
forget
strokes is
this
at the table.
hand.
That's funny.
Can I
Good joke.
sit
Point for
That's
the
good
joke.
sportsmanship. That makes up for her earlier when she did the card turn without ordering the card up.
Oh, I must have missed that scene.
I lead with the ace of hearts.
Okay. Now at this point, once he leads, the hockey players say like, we don't mind. At this point, all's fair in love and euchre. Right?
Another funny
Hockey players
face.
have
Another funny
stated,
face to
like,
pause
euchre.
on. I'm surprised he's not.
Ace of
and
hearts.
I'm giving him points for
Ace
not
of hearts,
pointing it
baby.
out, but given what we've seen so far, I'm surprised he didn't take the shot
4
there.
points.
What did she lay down?
Good. He missed something. He's going back to find it. Again, I don't like the way that he's doing it. I don't like the way he's going back to find it. He should just pause, hard cut. But he noticed he missed something. He's making sure you don't miss out on something too. That's
So
good.
spades trump. She got the club and spades. So those are the two highest, third highest. Yeah. Okay. So there's 4 guaranteed. Honestly, well, wait. She would have played the 9 there. Could have lost that if he has the 10.
Okay, quick live processing. It's okay to keep stuff like
Or
that
a
in.
king or a queen, and he doesn't have a heart. So yeah, that's 4 points. That's
Okay,
not
he works through that
guaranteed
mentally
5.
fast enough that
It
it's
could
okay
have
to keep
been
that
5.
in.
It was you only needed one, so who cares, right? You lay the cards down, get your point, win the game, get your rent money back, your mom's rent money back that you were irresponsibly gambling away. The ace of diamonds could have been a take all 5, a clean sweep, but they at least get 4, so guaranteed point.
Points. We win.
Man, I sure feel like a real loser that I didn't trust
You really
my
oughta believe in
teammate.
people more.
Again, commentary unrelated to the game of euchre. Really not.
Look at the good acting here. Hold on, look at this. Okay, so she walks away. Look at James Austin Johnson wearing a mop. Teammate? Huh.
That's a good breakdown. That's really. Does he do it again? He does. Okay, good. I like this. Yeah, so he does a good job of, when you're at the very end, like the very end of your review, a little bit of like a side note is fun. I think this is a good time. He did a few too many side notes, but this is a really good time to throw one in when it's like, all right, we're about to go into our wrap up. Let's just make one humorous observation. He clearly points out pale Chris Cornell over here, makes a nice little joke about everything.
Also, like, that happened. Huh?
All right. So that's the end of the video. Look, it's clear it's this guy's first time doing a review. There's some mistakes that a lot of first-timers aren't going to even know. Hopefully this video finds him and he's able to watch and really see what it goes into making a good review. There was some good, there was some bad. I think he's really got to address his feelings towards Canada and Ohio. I think that if you aren't able to speak to your audience as a whole, like appreciate them for everyone that could be watching, you're really going to isolate some people, and that's a real dangerous path to go down, and it's definitely going to be a limit to how fast and how high you can grow. So I think he needs to reevaluate where he stands on that. Other than that, good review, couple side notes. I'll give him another chance if he does drop another review. That being said, 5 out of 10. Average. This was average at best, and I'm giving him some leeway because it was his first review ever. So that does it for me, Sean, the reviewer. Like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, he didn't remember to say, comment, and subscribe, which that's, okay, 4.5 out of 10. Sean, the reviewer, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want me to review of next. And don't forget to stay classy.